not cosplaying. We're doing what every group does, adapting, surviving, blending in. Africans in America are not trying to be Americans. We're surviving in a country that forces you to adapt or get left behind. Have you ever heard of assimilation? You think we're cosplaying because you see us speaking English? We're not wearing our tribal clothing? Every immigrant group does it. You think the Chinese are eating duck feet at lunch? No. You think Italians came here and didn't switch it up? The difference is when we go home, yes, we become who we've always been. The language switches, the mannerisms come back, the food, the music. And let's be honest, most of us are code switching for survival. Because if we came to school eating fufu or smelling like palm oil, y'all would have laughed. Y'all been laughing. We been African booty scratchers. We been go back to the jungle. So whatever you've been taught about us, please unlearn it. Because
we can't work with Akata.
Akata. What is this Akata? Like American? Captain Picker.
I made a post very unprovoked, and then all of these people came for me because I said Africans are the first people. And I wasn't saying it just because I so happen to be African. Don't fight me, fight history. Don't confuse survival with imitation. We know who we are. We're not trying to tell y'all, come on, find who you are, but don't disrespect it because your grandparents were also lied to. We didn't erase your identity. We're still learning to hold on to ours while walking through customs and racism that is being passed on by our own people. So let's clear this up. We are not cosplaying. We're doing what every group does, adapting, surviving, blending in without disappearing.
As many times as I have been called DEI or an affirmative action baby and all that, you know what I never get? Mad. Because I actually am very much in favor of DEI. I don't take that as an insult because I understand that that means that I'm just damn excellent and innovative. And yeah, I am DEI. I'm bringing diversity and that's bringing something great. You're not insulting me. If you say, oh, you're an affirmative action person that got into Harvard, I'm like, yeah, I got into Harvard with affirmative action and Yale and Brown and also, Vassar, in the University of Denver.
Have any of you had any experiences with segregation here in this country?
Well, I've just got something quite insignificant. People get to know that I'm a foreigner, and so they treat me differently. When I came at first, I tried to get an American haircut, appeared in American clothes as best as possible and as much as possible, just for people to discriminate against me. But I've never had such an occasion. I've been trying to get it, but it seems as if I've been getting the best, actually.
African American people.
But what is the culture? Bro, let me educate you.
Black Americans.
Black Americans.
With American black people.
In Black Americans.
Black Americans.
Is that Black Americans?
Black Americans.
Well, now, this video is interesting because she's actually saying that cosplaying is survival. It's now saying what is a tether to now making an excuse for tethering and calling it survival. This is the marking and makings and clear signs of dishonesty. And you think that these people have nonstop been trying to make it seem like Black Americans hate all specifically African immigrants because they center themselves in any conversation when mentioning immigrants. And when you think about it, what are they talking about? Basically coming over here, they're fleeing their homeland, and they're coming over here to get benefits by acting and cosplaying as us. And now they're classifying that action as survival. Well, it's still cosplaying, and it is still tethering. It's still undermining to our community because you're coming over here to take spots that our people naturally would take. That doesn't seem any type of fair at all. So when you see people like this, basically now they're coming out and telling you the truth, believe them. They're telling you what it is and what it's always been. It's been about their own community, about their own agenda, and it doesn't matter who they step on or step over to get there. If it comes down to acting as us, then they'll have to act as us, and they'll do that to get ahead for them and their community. That is not any kind of benefit to us. Now, something that she also said about like Chinese people and all of these other groups, none of these other people come here and blend in and cosplay as white or black. They don't do that. They come here and assimilate culture-wise to be, I guess, more appeasing to the dominant society. But however, they are not becoming them. So it is a big difference to act as you're a foundational Black American. Speak as you have our history. Speak as you have the lineage of those who, like myself, are descendants of the chattel slavery done here in America by this United States government and the colonies before that, and even down to the French. So it is really insane when people start getting out here and start saying such idiotic things, such as, you know, what this woman is spewing, and we are hearing others say. But I think we're going to start hearing more talk like this because they're just going to let the truth be known at this point, and say, hey, we are coming out here to tether. We are coming out here to get ourselves on. Now, whatever they got to do, which one of those things they have to do is besmirch our culture. They always talking about how we don't have a culture, but yet and still you're coming here to see that right there in itself exposes the lie. You're going to come here to blend in and act as us, but there's no culture here to blend into. So how would you do that? That automatically tells you that they're lying. Every time they say we don't have a culture, that is a conversation of jealousy. I don't know how people can get away from that. That's nothing but pure, utter jealousy. When you hear people say, oh, well, you know, these Black Americans have no culture. They're like the white man's culture. No, that's not true. And then also the other thing with just the other video I did with that woman saying how we're sounding like colonizers. There's nothing about the oppressed that is like the colonizers, because the one thing about being oppressed is we never settle for being colonized. We're always the ones to fight back, and we're the only people walking the face of the earth with a consistent history of doing that. And I think that also still comes with a lot of jealousy because everybody making these videos are not in their homelands. And then for the ignorant foundational Black American traders that are making these videos, well, you know, they're Sambos and clowns anyway, and some are very low vibrational opportunists. And so, you know, every community has that. And so we could just chalk that up as them being lowlifes. You know what I mean?
What's up with all these Africans joining our panels threatening to take over America? Is that not like some type of national threat, grounds for deportation?
Russia, Europe. You go in Europe, that's fully African. We're down with Europe. Europe is fully African. America, 1 more year, is going to be fully African. We're taking over. Minnesota, that's African state. New York, that's African state. Texas, soon going to be African state. Florida is going to be African state. So, yeah, African take over. African supremacy, that's how we deal with. We're just putting our people first. So, we're going to put African people first. We're going to put everybody that goes on African teachings or Pan-African, we're going to put our people first. So it's just now like we're going to segregate, but we're just going to put our people first. You know?
You think the Chinese are eating duck feet at lunch? No. You think Italians came here and didn't switch it up? The difference is when we go home, yes, we become who we've always been. The language switches, the mannerisms come back, the food, the music. And let's be honest, most of us are code switching for survival because
Really, ma'am? Let's be honest. You're not code switching for survival. You're code switching for a come up. And that's not code switching. You and your fellow tethers and Pan-Africanists plotting against Black Americans is absolutely wild and treacherous, and it is evil. And no, nothing that you guys are talking about should be accepted. We're not going to make that the new norm because it's not acceptable as the new norm, nor should it ever be. And that right here, ladies and gentlemen, again, is just really demonstrating the low down, dirty nature of these tethering individuals. Not to say every immigrant is a tether, but what this video demonstrates is the nature of the action of a tether. And that's what makes them a tether. Not being an immigrant, especially illegal immigrant, but if you are especially illegal and then trying to come over here and undermine foundational Black American freedmen affairs, then too bad for you, and we don't owe you anything. But family, let me know what you guys think about this particular video in the comments. I'm sure everybody will be commenting in the in the chat. So you know, this is something we all should have stay very vigilant about, because there are a lot of folks out there that really feel some kind of way against us, and they are just coming out and being open with it. But don't let them try to talk to us and say, oh, you guys should, if other groups have abused you, then you should be okay with us abusing you and exploiting you too. Absolutely not. We are retiring the mule here. There is no more of that. We are not your security guards. So, family, thank y'all for tuning in and listening and checking out this particular broadcast. If you could, give this video a like, a share, and subscribe if you have not already done so. And make sure you follow me on my social medias. That's Facebook and Instagram, and Facebook, Instagram, and X, and TikTok. beatzillapdx official and beatzillapdx. So with that, of course, the PayPals and the Cash App will be in the description. And if you want to join and become a member, you can most definitely do so. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on all of my members. Thank you for your support, and thank everybody else again for tuning in. Stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, everybody.